Welcome to our channel. Today, we will explore an interesting topic. Dolly Parton's husband finally speaks out. For many years, Dolly Parton's marriage to Carl Dean has been a subject of curiosity, as the couple has always kept their relationship quite private. But now, Carl Dean has finally spoken out about their life together and the love that has withstood the test of time. Let's dive into what Carl has shared and uncover some surprising details about their 50-plus years of marriage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our latest videos. Let's get started. Part 1. The Ghost in Dolly's Love Story. Who is Carl Dean? When people think of Dolly Parton, they picture a glamorous woman in sparkling outfits with a powerful voice and a radiant smile. For decades, she has not only been a music icon, but also a symbol of kindness, resilience, and tireless dedication. However, behind all the fame, there has always been a man standing quietly, loving her from the shadows, Carl Dean. Carl Dean, the most elusive man in show business, has spent his entire life staying out of the spotlight. Despite being married to one of the biggest stars of all time, he chose a solitary path, completely opposite to his wife's fame. Why did he decide to live this way? More importantly, how has their relationship remained strong for over 50 years in an industry where love is often swept away by temptation and pressure? The love story of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean began on an ordinary day, but it turned into one of the most memorable moments of their lives. In 1964, when Dolly was just 18 years old, she left her hometown of Tennessee to chase her music dreams in Nashville. Carl, a 21-year-old construction worker, had no interest in the entertainment industry. They met outside a laundromat in Nashville, a place that held no romance or glamour. But sometimes love doesn't need a perfect setting to begin. When Carl saw Dolly, he was immediately drawn to her, and what's most surprising is that, though the world would soon know her name, Carl only saw a young girl with bright eyes and a smile that made his heart race. They talked, laughed, and instantly felt a deep connection. But for Dolly at that time, her life was entirely focused on music and ambition. She never imagined that this man would become her lifelong partner. Two years after that fateful meeting, Dolly and Carl got married in 1966 in a simple ceremony in Ringgold, Georgia. There was no big party, no guest list filled with celebrities, and no cameras recording, just two people in love. From that moment, Carl Dean made a decision that left many people wondering. He completely withdrew from the glamorous world of his wife. While Dolly Parton appeared on television screens, toured the world, and became one of the most influential artists in country music, Carl remained almost invisible, never attending public events with her. This decision sparked countless questions. Why would a man voluntarily step away from the spotlight that his wife could share? Did he not support her career, or was there something more mysterious at play? But the truth was much simpler. Carl Dean loved Dolly Parton, but he didn't love the life of a celebrity. Carl was a man who valued simplicity. He found happiness in the quiet of home, away from the noise and attention. He was content standing behind the scenes, supporting his wife without feeling overshadowed by her fame. To him, Dolly was not a superstar, but his wife, the woman he loved. In an industry where relationships often break under the weight of fame, wealth, and temptation, their love story is a rare exception. For more than 5 decades, they have faced countless challenges together. Carl never attended Dolly's major public events, but he was always the first to hear her new songs. When she toured, he would write her letters, reminding her that no matter where she went, there was always a home waiting for her to return to. Dolly Parton has often shared that the secret to their long-lasting marriage is respecting each other's space. She jokingly said their marriage has lasted so long because they don't spend every day together. Perhaps that's why they never argue. There have always been rumors surrounding their marriage, with some people even suggesting that Carl Dean doesn't exist because he's never appeared in public, while others doubt their relationship due to their completely different lifestyles. But no matter what the world says, they remain steadfast. Carl never sought fame. He was never tempted by the glamour of Hollywood, and he was never jealous of his wife's success. Instead, he has always been by her side, a quiet strength that allows her to shine in the way she truly deserves. Dolly has said that Carl never tried to change her, nor did he ever make her feel guilty for pursuing her dreams. "He loves me for who I am, not for what the world thinks of me," she shared. To this day, they still drive together, just like when they were young, laughing at silly stories and cherishing the simple moments in life. Carl Dean is a living proof that love doesn't need public recognition to be real. While the world remains curious about him, to Dolly, he has never been a mystery. He has always been everything to her. Perhaps there will never be another love story quite like theirs. A shining star and a man who chose to stand outside the spotlight, but has always been her quiet source of support, an inseparable part of her life. Part 2. The moment we've been waiting for. Why is Carl speaking out now? Carl Dean, who has spent more than half a century by Dolly Parton's side without ever stepping onto the stage with her, never giving interviews or even allowing the press to capture those rare moments everyone was waiting for, has always remained in the shadows, quietly and steadfastly allowing his wife to shine. But then, the unimaginable happened. After decades of silence, Carl Dean decided to speak out. So what changed? Why did he choose this moment to let the world hear his voice? For over 50 years, Carl Dean has upheld the promise he made when he married Dolly Parton in 1966. "I will always love you, but don't ask me to appear in public." That promise became his guiding principle, a rule he never wavered from. However, the world has changed, and perhaps Carl Dean has as well. As time has passed, things are being viewed differently, and there are some things that need to be said before it's too late. Over the years, rumors about their relationship have surfaced. Some have speculated that Carl Dean is just a fictional character Dolly created to protect her privacy. Others have claimed that he left her long ago and that they've been pretending to maintain the image of a perfect marriage. Some even suggested that they live such separate lives that Carl is unaware of his wife's recent successes. And that is exactly why Carl Dean decided to speak out. Not for fame, not under pressure from the media, but because he wanted to set the record straight. Carl Dean has spent his entire life loving Dolly Parton and has always insisted that his love for her has never changed, even though he has consistently stayed out of the spotlight. While many have wondered whether Carl regrets not appearing with Dolly at important events, he has always maintained that he never felt left behind. From the very beginning, he chose a separate life, not wanting to be involved in the entertainment industry or caught up in public attention. He believes that for Dolly to shine, it doesn't mean he has to fade into the background. Both of them understood and respected each other's choices, and it is this mutual understanding that has kept their marriage strong. Dolly has also shared that in their relationship, she chose the spotlight, while Carl chose the peace of their home, and that is why their love has remained unwavering. Though he has no regrets, Carl Dean acknowledges that he has left many questions unanswered, which is why he felt the need to speak out. He doesn't want to change the past, but simply wants to clarify the truth. After decades of silence, when he finally decided to share his story, Carl hoped the world would understand 3 important things about their marriage. One of the most common rumors was that Carl and Dolly lived separate lives, with some people suggesting they married just for show. However, Carl completely denies this notion. He shares, "We live together like any other couple. She goes to work, I stay at home, but when she returns, I'm still here waiting. We have private moments that no one knows about. Simple picnics, quiet mornings with a cup of coffee, late-night conversations on the porch about life. It's these simple moments that have kept them together, despite what the world thinks." Some people believe that Carl Dean might feel lonely or excluded because of Dolly's fame. But the reality is completely different. Carl has always been proud of Dolly and never felt the need to be on stage to know he's a part of her life. Though he doesn't appear in public, Carl is always the first to hear Dolly's new songs. If he doesn't like one, she'll take the time to reconsider it. Dolly also shares that Carl doesn't really enjoy songs about heartache because she's never heard him. Carl Dean understands that the world will always scrutinize their relationship, but to him, that doesn't matter. Their love is simple but sincere, and that's all that really counts. He knows that some people might find it hard to believe in the love story between a country music legend and an ordinary man, but he believes that love doesn't have to be grand or extravagant. Sometimes, love is just about sharing the small moments in life and knowing that no matter how the world changes, that person will always be there for you. Carl Dean, speaking out, doesn't mean he plans to change the way he lives. He has no intention of appearing on talk shows or becoming a public figure. He just wants to send a message that his love for Dolly is real and will last forever. After decades of silence, he finally spoke up, not with flowery words or grand gestures, but with a simple and sincere truth. His love for Dolly is forever. Part 3. A Marriage Without Spotlight. The Secret to Lasting Love. A marriage lasting over 50 years is already a rare feat, but a marriage like that of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean, where one partner is a global icon and the other remains almost invisible to the public, becomes even more intriguing and mysterious. Carl Dean has never stepped onto the stage with his wife, never participated in any of her public events, and has avoided the media to the point where some have even questioned whether he truly exists. Strangely, this privacy has been one of the key factors that have helped their love endure for over half a century. Since their marriage in 1966, Carl Dean has never attended any event related to Dolly Parton's career. No award shows, no concerts, no red carpets, no press conferences, nothing. For many celebrity couples, This might be seen as a sign of a troubled relationship, but for Dolly and Carl, it was an unspoken agreement between them. Dolly would shine on stage, while Carl would be her quiet refuge behind the scenes. She would pursue her brilliant career, and he would protect their private world from the disruptions of Hollywood. Dolly Parton has shared that, from an early stage, Carl Dean made it clear to her that he didn't want to become a public figure, and she respected that. Despite the challenges in Dolly's career, especially when faced with countless rumors, the couple chose to confront the gossip with silence and understanding. Carl never cared about what the tabloids wrote, and Dolly knew that no explanation could be more convincing than their marriage itself. Whenever she felt lost in the tempting world of Hollywood, she would always return to Carl's love and their home, which provided her with stability. It's Carl's quiet yet unwavering support that has kept their love strong for over 50 years. Although living outside the public spotlight, Carl Dean has always been Dolly Parton's most important audience. Every time she writes a new song, she plays it for him first. Once, Dolly wrote a deeply emotional love song, but when she played it for Carl, he simply said, "This one's not quite right." Dolly tore up the music and wrote another version. She trusts his musical instincts and greatly values Carl's excellent taste in music. Carl Dean understands that fame can destroy a relationship if not managed carefully. Instead of getting caught up in the whirlwind of media attention, he chose a simple life to ensure nothing could disrupt their marriage. Dolly once shared that even after a long tour, when she returns home, Carl is always there waiting for her, just like the first day they met. This shows the stability and strength in their relationship. A little-known fact is that Carl Dean isn't even a fan of Dolly Parton's music. He rarely listens to her songs, but this is actually one of the things Dolly loves most about him. She never expected him to be a fan of hers, but rather to love the real person she is. Carl loves Dolly, not her public image, and that's what Dolly values most in their love. When asked about the secret to a long-lasting happiness, Dolly Parton shared that she and Carl Dean always laugh together every day. Carl has a special sense of humor, and Dolly loves the way he playfully teases her. While the world sees a dazzling music queen, at home, Carl only sees a woman who enjoys cooking, relaxing in her pajamas, and joking around with her husband. They don't live a glamorous life, but rather a happy life. And that's the greatest secret to the lasting love they share. No need for stage lights, grand gestures, or lavish parties. Just two people and a pure, enduring love. The love story of Dolly and Carl Parton proves that true love doesn't need to be flaunted. It doesn't require public displays or media declarations. What matters is the steady, enduring, and eternal presence. And if anyone still wonders why they've stayed together for over 50 years without ever appearing publicly as a couple, the simple answer might be because they never needed to. Their love has always been enough. For over 50 years, a lasting marriage between one of the biggest music icons and a man who has remained almost invisible to the public eye. Carl Dean rarely speaks, always choosing to stand in the background, loving and supporting Dolly Parton in his own way. This time, when he decided to speak up, his words weren't loud declarations or dramatic confessions, but the sincere words of a man who has spent his life loving a woman. What he publicly said about his wife wasn't flowery, but it was deeply genuine, carrying immense weight, especially coming from a man who has always chosen silence. Carl Dean never needed grand romantic gestures, never needed to walk the red carpet with his wife or proclaim his love in interviews. He just needed to love her in his own way. For over 50 years, it has been Carl's small gestures towards Dolly that have shown his love is not just words. The moments between them, known only to them, are how they have maintained a strong marriage through simple yet meaningful acts. One of the small actions Dolly shared is Carl's special habit whenever she returns from a long tour. Each time she comes back, he always has something special for her, from a small card to a homemade dinner. But what Dolly loves the most is that he always cleans her car, showing that he misses her and wants everything to be perfect when she returns home. These small gestures are not like the romantic gestures seen in movies, but for Dolly, they are proof of Carl's genuine love. Carl has also fiercely protected their privacy, understanding that Dolly's life belongs to the public. But their marriage doesn't need to be a public spectacle. He has done everything possible to keep their world peaceful and private. Although Carl has never appeared beside Dolly in the spotlight, he has always followed her career. Once, when Dolly released the song "I Will Always Love You," Carl bought dozens of copies of the song just to make sure it sold well. He didn't tell her until many years later, but Dolly knew it was one of the sweetest things he had ever done. Carl always remembers the smallest details about Dolly, from her favorite foods to the movies she likes to watch, from the things that make her laugh to the moments when she needs comfort. He never forgets and always finds ways to brighten her life. Every morning, he wishes her a good day, and every evening, he tells her he loves her. That has never changed in over 50 years. Carl Dean isn't the type to write love poems or give extravagant gifts, but he has always been there for Dolly whenever she needed him, loving her quietly yet steadfastly. It's this very thing that has helped their marriage last for over half a century without a moment of doubt. After years of silence, when Carl Dean finally spoke up, he didn't utter any flowery words. He simply affirmed what the world had understood long ago. His love for Dolly is real and forever. For more than 50 years together, the love between Dolly Parton and Carl Dean has been preserved not only through simple everyday moments, but also through love letters. Carl Dean, a man who rarely appears in public, expressed his love by writing letters instead of using romantic words on stage, giving extravagant gifts, or declaring his love publicly. His letters to Dolly were a secret only they knew, but over time, Dolly shared that from the early days of their relationship, Carl made a habit of writing her letters. These letters weren't grand works, but simple words filled with sincere love, which made Dolly tear up more than once. Although Dolly was always busy with her tours, she would always find a letter from Carl every time she returned home, neatly placed on the kitchen table next to a warm cup of tea. Once, when Dolly had been away for months, she received a special letter from Carl. "My love, I don't like crowds, but if there's a stage I'm willing to step onto, it's the stage in your heart." These simple words held all the love of a man who always stood behind so his wife could shine. Carl didn't seek the spotlight, didn't attend major events or interviews. But his love for Dolly was no less than any devoted husband's. Instead of standing beside her in front of the cameras, Carl chose to stand behind, protecting and supporting her whenever she needed it. Dolly treasures these letters, each one a vital part of her life. She always kept a box full of Carl's letters, and whenever she missed him, all she had to do was open the box and read them again. One of the most special letters came on their 50th wedding anniversary, where Carl wrote, "50 years ago, I told you I loved you in front of God, and 50 years later that love remains unchanged. If I had to choose again, I would still choose you." These words didn't need to be spoken in front of thousands of people. They only needed to be written on a simple piece of paper and sent to the woman Carl would love for a lifetime. And that's what made their love special. Carl didn't need the spotlight to express his love. He only needed a piece of paper, a pen, and the woman he promised to write to for the rest of his life. Part 6. The Crazy Rumors and Carl Dean Sets the Record Straight. Dolly Parton and Carl Dean are one of the most famous couples in the entertainment industry, yet their life together remains full of mystery. While Dolly is a globally recognized music icon, Carl Dean is a reclusive man who almost never appears in public. This has led to countless rumors about their relationship, including the gossip that Carl doesn't even exist. For decades, Carl has not attended public events with his wife, never taking photos together, and has had no presence on social media. His absence has led many to wonder if Carl Dean truly exists. Some even speculated that he was a fictional character Dolly created to craft the image of a devoted wife, or that he had passed away long ago and Dolly was hiding the truth. Over the years, there have also been rumors suggesting that their marriage had ended, but no one knew for sure. Some people believed that a long-lasting relationship without public appearances or special celebrations might not be a happy one. However, Carl and Dolly have never felt the need to justify or explain anything. For them, the love and understanding between them are what matter most. Dolly also emphasized that if they were truly divorced, she certainly wouldn't have kept it a secret. Additionally, due to Carl's absence from events, there have been speculations about his gender. However, Dolly has never allowed these rumors to affect their lives. She has always stated that Carl is the greatest man she's ever known and sees no reason to pay attention to baseless gossip. It is their respect for privacy and genuine love for each other that has helped Carl Dean and Dolly Parton overcome all rumors and stay together for half a century. Their story is a testament to a lasting marriage, one that doesn't need to be showcased or proven to others. Part 7. A Love That Speaks for Itself. For over half a century, Carl Dean and Dolly Parton have lived a lasting marriage, one that didn't need to prove their love through spotlight or public gestures. Carl, who has always avoided public attention, never appeared with Dolly at major events or in public photos. However, that doesn't mean their love was any less deep or genuine. Carl and Dolly understood that true love isn't something that needs to be flaunted, but rather, it's about mutual understanding and respect. Carl Dean has never felt the need to prove himself as the ideal husband through events or public displays. Instead, he believes love is about simple moments, quiet mornings together, brief notes, or silent sharing in everyday life. For Carl, love isn't about grand gestures or eloquent vows, but about always being there for Dolly, even without appearing in public. Dolly Parton, though a shining star in her music career, is, for Carl, the woman he loves unconditionally. He doesn't need to highlight his love through stages or lavish events. Their relationship is built on tranquility, perseverance, and genuine affection. The message Carl leaves behind is not a response to rumors or public attention, but a reminder of the importance of privacy and respect in love. True love is not measured by what others see, but by consistency, understanding, and the small actions in everyday life. Their story, though lacking the glamorous scenarios of the movies, has lasted over half a century and continues to serve as proof of the enduring nature of genuine love. Thank you for watching our video. We hope Carl Dean's reflections have given you an interesting and inspiring perspective on his enduring marriage to Dolly Parton. Their love truly stands as a testament to connection and mutual support through the years. If you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on more captivating and inspiring stories. See you in the next video.